The Cardinals have a fortified defense, and the man behind making sure that the Cardinals get the most out of those players, defensive coordinator Nick Rallis, joining me now. I'm Danny Shrek. Coach, defensive line was a major focal point this offseason. You got the big, violent linemen that you love. You use a lot of rotation in that position room. What is the sweet spot to curating the right combinations at the right point in the game?
It can look a lot of different ways every single week, saying who's available and what do they do best, and putting those guys in positions to do what they do best. And that can be in the run game, that can be on pass downs, getting after the quarterback. It can look a lot of different ways. It can have, 3 big guys on the field, 2 big guys on the field, at times of the game, 1 big guy on the field. So, week to week it looks different. I know this though, that we have right now really good competition, good depth, and I'm excited to see these guys continue to get better.
The game is won in the trenches. How does this defensive line immediately impact your pass rushers?
They're able to win. And when they get those one-on-one opportunities, both in the pass game and in the run game, is do they win their one-on-ones? When you get that matchup on pass downs, not just sacks, but are you affecting the quarterback? Are you at his feet? They feel that specifically interior pressure. They're able to feel that. But then also just on rundowns, when those guys get one-on-one blocks and they can win 2 gaps, it can do a lot of things to free up the back end.
The cornerbacks room has a lot of young talent and competition. You've even said yourself, Denzel, Burke, and Will Johnson don't play like rookies. After losing 2 of your starters, Sean Murphy-Bunting and Starling Thomas, with injuries, what tells you that you can be confident enough in an inexperienced player to be ready for action week 1?
It's the day-to-day. Those guys that are out there right now practicing, obviously it was unfortunate to see Star and SMB go down with injury, because they've helped play winning football for us and help us win games over the past year and 2 years ago with Star. But what I see from the guys out there practicing is wins at the point of attack. And, it doesn't matter if you're a rookie, if you're a vet, if you're going out there and you're making it happen, right? You got to produce in this game, and they're going out there and producing, and there's things that, offense we're back and forth with, and things that we need to improve on. But the more we can win those, the more those guys can take those hard downs throughout the season. And the defense is going to rely on those guys to win on the outside, which is hard duty. But they're showing that they can handle it.
Garrett Williams going into year 3, one of your more experienced cornerbacks. He was ranked as one of the top slot corners in coverage last season. Hasn't played a lot of outside here, though he does have experience. And you said that Williams understands the totality of coverages, physically and mentally can handle both slot and outside. How does that freedom open up your playbook?
Well, I think it just opens up a variety of possibilities on how we can play guys on different packages. And that flexibility that Garrett gives us versatility. It gives us depth. And that's ultimately due to the professional that he is. I really believe this. He is one of the best I've ever been around since the day he stepped foot in our building. Like, you could see just his preparation, his work ethic. It was going to set him up, to be successful. And when we first got here, he was coming off an injury, and so he couldn't necessarily step into that on the field work immediately. And now that he's got really 2.5 years worth of field work, he looks very comfortable at both outside corner and inside.
Is that also challenging the versatility of where do you put him on any given play?
No, I think we got enough creativity yet organization where as coaches, you love that stuff.
Your players praise your creativity quite a bit throughout the season and how you use certain players in certain packages. Who or where do you draw inspiration from?
It's myself, it's JG, and it's the entire defensive staff that we're always looking at things through a critical lens of why do we do what we do, and challenge those ideas. And that's not to say that we don't get a lot of ideas from around the league. You can get ideas through offense and understanding how they're attacking people and be able to come up with your own solutions, but then also seeing how other defensive minds come up with solutions and be able to take those ideas, make them your own, maybe you use them to a T, whatever, but we're never gonna do things just because we've always done them, and we're never gonna do things because this is what we did initially, I think you can always tear it down and make it better.
Your safety room is top notch. You got a Swiss Army knife and Buda Baker, his partner in crime, Jalen Thompson. Rabbit Taylor Demerson looked good in his rookie reps last season.
Yep.
What are the challenges to developing a young player who's looked good on the field but is just in a room with some really good vets?
Yeah, number one is you got to control the controllables. So every chance that the guys that aren't the starters can get better. You know, not just Rabbit. I mean, Joey playing really good. Keaton goes by Bug. You know, he's playing really good. Jamie's made huge strides. So, you know, that room I'm excited about because I just watch those guys go to work every single day, and you know, the preseason is so valuable because those game reps are important.
One change on your defense, the green dot. Linebacker Mac Wilson Sr. is going to be calling the defense. You went to him in the offseason, asked him to handle that responsibility. He hasn't done that since college. Why was Wilson the player you went to?
I knew he was extremely intelligent. You know, we had him wear a lot of hats last year. He played positions all over the place. And, you know, he even played different positions that required the same call. And so he had to learn the same call in multiple ways. That's hard to do. So I knew the intelligence was there from just working with him for a year. The biggest change is the position and just the communication aspect. And, you know, I asked him what he thought of it, and he said, whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do. I'm going to get it done. Just tell me now so I can prepare, right? So he obviously values that time to get ready for that role, and he's done a tremendous job.
There was a new defensive line coach hired this offseason, Coach Debo, your former college teammate.
Yes.
I had a chance to sit down with him, and when we were chatting about your relationship, he had a very interesting analogy for the two of you.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm not sure if you've heard this from him yet. The two of you are apparently like Shrek and Donkey, where he is the donkey, he is go, 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 high energy, and your Shrek is a little more stoic. I'm guessing you haven't heard that given your reaction. Is it a fair comparison?
I've never seen Shrek, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if he's a donkey or if I'm Shrek. But the go, 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 he is absolutely that. I think the personality that's closest to him is JG. So the energy that you get from JG, you get that from Debo, whereas I definitely think he's accurate. I'm a little bit more calm, cool, and collected. And I guess I'm like Shrek.
Apparently, you'll have to add that to your list of things to do, not that you're busy enough throughout training camp.
Well, I do got some young kids that might.
There you go. Hey, that's a great excuse. Well, Coach, appreciate the time. I know you're busy. Cardinals fans, you can stay locked in on more training camp coverage on azcardinals.com.